Hi guys!
Hey!
I'm so happy and grateful to have beautiful Lisa from Raw Food Romance here with me.
Oh, it's so lovely to be here with you. It's so awesome to finally meet you because I'm like watching every single one of your stories like, I need to give you a hug. Oh.
So Lisa been doing raw vegan lifestyle for 5 years. She lost 70 pounds, cleared out her acne, and what I love about Lisa is that her raw vegan eating style is very balanced.
Thank you.
You're one of the best for sure in our movement. I love you so much. And today I would like to ask you a few questions.
Okay. I'm ready.
When you just started your raw vegan path, what was the biggest challenge that you faced?
Ooh. Well, I have kind of two stories because when I learned about raw veganism in 2004, I didn't actually go fully raw until 2014. So I had 10 years where I tried 100 times, I kept falling off, and I was eating too high fat, and I was calorie restricting, I wasn't eating good food combining or any of that. So I would have to say that was probably the biggest challenge, was learning how to do the raw vegan diet properly without calorie restricting and eating too high fat. So I never did the 80-10-10 thing until 2014. So like 10 years of doing it wrong. And I would constantly fall off because of those reasons. So in 2014, I read Doug Graham's book, The 80-10-10 Diet, and I was watching, Fully Raw Christina's videos. And that's when I decided that, I mean, if she was doing it at the time, she was doing it for 9 years. And I was like, well, if she could do it for 9 years, I could do it for a couple months, at least just to try and see if that was a different way of doing it. Because for those 10 years, I tried so many different ways or times to do it, and I just couldn't do it. So that would have been my biggest challenge, was not knowing how much I needed to eat, the fat percentage thing, because I was scared of eating fats. Very scared of eating fats. I was also very scared of eating a lot of calories.
So you've been under eating severely on the raw, and that's what we see in so many people.
So many people, oh my gosh, I counsel, and you do too, like so many people will come to us and say, well, I've been doing raw for about a year or even a couple of months, and they're trying to intuitively eat, and they're just eating what they feel like eating. But when we enter it all into a tracking app, Chronometer, they're eating maybe 900 to 1200. That's the average I find. So they're under eating, and it's gonna catch up eventually.
Definitely.
So that was my challenge. But once I found out what to do, then it was pretty easy. I didn't really have any other challenges. There were maybe like family issues, not really family issues, but just social stuff that might have been a little bit hard, but it was definitely learning to eat more and learning to eat low fat that were my top two. So.
Great.
Yeah.
So, when you faced these challenges, what was your biggest motivation to move forward and continue on this path?
For me, in 2014, I was eating like the worst food ever. Like I'm really embarrassed of what I was eating before I went raw that last time.
We all have this.
Yes. So I feel like my motivation was for health. And I wasn't doing this for weight loss. The weight loss was just a gift, a bonus for eating healthfully. And I woke up in the middle of the night before I went raw, and I had heart palpitations because I was addicted to energy drinks and coffee. And junk food, obviously, was not helping. But so I woke up with those heart palpitations. It felt like I was dying of a heart attack. And then I couldn't get back to sleep because I'd imagine what it was like to have a heart attack. So sleeping was really horrible for me before I went raw. And once I went raw, that was the motivation. So it was that night when I woke up that morning with those heart palpitations. I said, that's enough. I'm finally gonna try raw again. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what I was gonna do because all the times that I had tried before always failed.
Yes.
So this time I was like, I'm gonna try something different. And
Exactly.
that's probably what it was. Also, that day that I decided to go raw, I watched Earthlings, Cowspiracy, and Forks Over Knives all in one day, and that I became vegan. Because I
Yes.
wasn't vegan
Yeah.
before. Those 10 years, I wasn't vegan at all. I just was like, if I was vegan, it was because I was eating raw, for the most part.
Yeah.
There were some times where I ate raw animal products in there too, but I didn't have the vegan connection. So I feel once I got that vegan connection, there was no going back, and I never did a classic vegan diet. I always did the raw vegan diet. So when I was like, well, if I'm going to be a vegan, I might as well be a raw vegan, right? So
Exactly.
that's what really motivated me, was partly the health issues and partly the ethical side. So
Yeah, so for so many of us, the two biggest motivators is vegan for the animals and for the planet, and raw for health.
yeah,
Right?
I love that saying. Vegan for the animals, raw for our health.
Yeah.
And I'm an animal. You're an animal,
Yes,
right? So if
yes.
we're vegan, we should be good to ourselves. So
Yeah. Beautiful.
yeah. So
Okay,
What's
and
next?
the last question is a little bit more spicy.
spicy. I like spicy.
Did you have some moments during your raw vegan path where you've been maybe embarrassed about something, or maybe something that you just wouldn't want to share, would be afraid to share, but now, after all these years, you're willing to share?
Oh, that's interesting. Well, the first thing that came to mind would be my before and after pictures for my weight loss, because I took so many before pictures, but I always told myself nobody on the planet is ever gonna see these pictures, ever. Like, I didn't even want to share them after. But then once I lost all the weight, I wanted to share because I wanted people to know what it was like
Yes.
to go through that, because I know so many people. I wasn't like severely obese. I was just overweight, which, you know, the general population is
Yeah.
overweight. Like, they're not severely obese.
Yeah.
So I did have weight to lose, and a lot of people message me and say, I look like your before picture. So I feel like now I'm comfortable sharing it with everybody because, yeah. But I remember taking those and I hated it. So I do highly recommend, if people are going to go on a journey, to take a lot of before pictures, even though you don't want to, even though no one will ever see them ever.
Yeah.
It's important to take the before pictures.
Definitely.
Just hide them away. Hide them away.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I made this mistake that I wasn't taking much of my pictures. I have to try to find something from
Yeah.
before. But yeah, it's a very great advice, and I feel that it's so important for us to share these things that we maybe were embarrassed before about, because so many of us are hiding these things, but it's so important for us to see we're all human, we all going through these times. So when you see others going through these times and we're showing you, you know that if we could do it, you can do it too.
You can do it.
Yes.
Totally. Yes, you can. All it takes is making sure you eat enough, eating low fat, making sure you go through your reasons every single day why you're doing it, and find lovely community
Yes.
and wonderful friends. Come to a fruit festival.
Yeah.
And meet us.
Meet us
Hang
on
out with us and eat with us. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
such a wonderful lifestyle.
Exactly. Yeah, I will pitch in our fruit festival. You can come at any fruit festival. If you're in Europe, UK fruit festival is the biggest.
Yeah.
There's also Dutch fruit festival, which is smaller but more cozier. You can come to Canada.
Yeah,
Fruit
there's a
Festival.
Canada Fruit Festival this year.
And Woodstock.
Woodstock.
You want the biggest one.
Yeah, it's the big one in New York, so.
It's definitely life-changing.
Yeah, and when you can connect with a bunch of like minds, it's easy to say, I could do this. I can do this, because everybody around you, I mean, if everybody around you is eating spaghetti and burgers and French fries, you kind of want what they're eating. But when everybody around you is eating fruit, you're like, oh, I love your bowl of fruit. That looks so good.
Exactly.
You know, it's almost like you want their bowl of fruit. You're going, well, I'll trade you. But it just makes it easier because everybody else
Much
is eating the same.
Yeah. So come connect and change your life for the better.
For the better, yeah.
Awesome.
Yay! Oh, thank you, darling. That's gonna be great.
High five, too.
High five. Yes.